Okay, guys, so if you're watching this later on, you're going to be watching a live video. So if I make some mistakes, say something weird, one of my family members walks in and says, "Hey, Dad, hey, honey," it's okay, guys, I'm live. A lot of times I like to go live 2 or 3 times a week, guys. This is my work at home office. So when I'm having a rough day at work, believe it or not, sometimes I'll go ahead and just decide to go live just because, guys, you know what? I need a little break. So you all are my way of having some fun and just chilling out. So I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I'm just gonna wait a few moments here. I got my new machine all fired up and wait for a couple of y'all to come in. If you're new to this channel and you are a coffee geek, I'm going to ask you to think about hitting that subscription button if you haven't already. I am a big coffee fanatic and coffee geek. There's just no other way to say it. I've shared my story many times with y'all, so I won't share it again. But in the last past year, I've really taken a big deep dive into my espresso journey. And one of the things I'm really stoked about is I've had a bunch of brands reach out to me about doing reviews on different machines. And this is one of those. Basically, long story short, Gevi reached out to me and said, "Hey, they have a new machine. They wanted someone to do, a review on it." And they asked, "Can we send it to you?" And I got to be, guys, and I am one of the first people I think on YouTube to get to do it. So that is really cool. There's no other way to say it. That's really cool. I kind of find it an honor to get that opportunity. But guys, I wanted to do a live with this just because this will probably not stay in my coffee corner. I think this is going to go in my kitchen. As you guys can see, this is a metal machine. It's all metal. Okay. Back here is like a chrome stylized metal. Up here is like an enamel white. Y'all, this thing is just super awesome. The bottom is all metal. I'm not really feeling any plastic on it except for the rubber here. Even the only really plastic part is just this really cool steam one on the right hand side. And even right here, this might be plastic, but either way, guys, I'm telling you, the build on this thing is just blowing my mind. There's no other way to say it. But it's like standing in front of a giant mirror. So probably for my lives, this will be one of the very few lives I do with it right here. More than likely, I'm going to go ahead and put it in my kitchen. My son's already got his eye on it. So, y'all, this is really cool. This is a really neat unit. There's no other way to say it. So I actually have my shot mirror right over here in the corner. The piece in the middle isn't magnetized, but the piece on the side is. And I can actually angle my shot mirror if I kind of tilt it like that to sit right perfectly underneath. If you could see the group head is really cool. I've seen a lot of group heads before, but it just looks like the holes are machined really nice and fine. It has a lot of great quality to it. There's just no other way to say it, you guys. If you haven't watched my full video, I'm going to encourage you right now. After you hang out with me live, go ahead and check the full review video out. It's on my YouTube channel. I just got this thing delivered, like really like midday yesterday, and I couldn't even wait to put the video out just because, like I said, I don't think anyone else has this unit. There's not many. Well, if there's anyone, there's no one on YouTube, which is crazy, which is really crazy. So I'm super excited. Let me get some beans. Let's start brewing up some espresso because I haven't had any coffee today. I'm going to be working with first. I'm going to pull a shot with Airship, and this is a Lima Norte washed single origin Peruvian. This stuff is delicious. I pulled some of this live yesterday, so I'm going to start off with that. I got my dye fluid scale down here. I'm going to angle this down just a tiny bit. Got my dye fluid scale, and I'm going to be doing a video on their new cost-effective line. At least that's kind of how they're putting it out there as, you know, they're trying to make things that are kind of more like focused towards roasters, and then stuff that are more focused towards home enthusiasts like myself. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead. Let's make sure this is all zeroed out. Yeah, guys, the build on this thing is sick. There's just no other way to say it. I'm going to be doing 18 grams. And I'm going to be using my MH Bomber basket. Okay. Yeah, guys. If anyone has any questions about this thing, let me know in the comments. Hey, how's it going? You know, definitely let me know. I will answer as much as I can. I'll tell you guys right off the bat, I don't know the price point at all. I'm hoping to get that soon. This thing is so new, they don't even have it on their US website. And then I tried looking on the, you know, maybe like their main website in China, and I couldn't find anything. So yeah, guys, this is super cool. Like, there's just, my mind's getting blown a little bit on this thing. Let's go ahead and let's pull a shot. Whoa, dropping stuff already. Hey, that's a good luck when you're. I figured out when you go live, if I drop some, it's good luck. All right, guys. Okay, and I'm using my Chardor grinder here. I'm actually going to go a smidge finer than well, actually, I'll leave it where it's at. I was using different beans before. I'm going to go a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Smidge, you know, coarser. Okay. Let's go ahead. Get our dosing cup here. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I'm going to be replacing the burrs pretty soon. I'm going to be replacing the burrs with some Mazzer burrs out of a Jolly. So I'm hoping that's going to be a good fit. Everything that I've been reading says that it should be, that they fit in the DF64. So if it fits in the DF64, I'm assuming I won't have any issues with this one. Okay. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and use this cool tool. This is this tool here. It's a rotary tool. Did a video on it just recently. There we go. Pretty cool. I like that you could adjust the depth, and I really, really love the dosing ring on it. I probably could have just used the dosing ring just like that, but I really like that you could adjust that depth pretty easy, going back and forth. That's the one thing I did kind of find about the MH Bomber one. You can adjust the depth on it, but it's a little more cumbersome. You know, like you got to get the needles the right way and all that. So, yeah, I'm digging it. Okay, let's go ahead and get this lowered down a tiny bit. And this is my Normcore gravity distributor. Yeah, this thing is just really cool. It's super smooth. Love that way that comes down. Okay. Let's go ahead and put puck screen right up top. All right, let's pull our first shot. Here we go. The whole thing's a shot mirror. This whole thing is a shot mirror. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think we're good there. Yeah. Okay. First coffee of the day. So volumetrics wise, when there isn't any coffee loaded, a lot of water came out. But I did notice that if I go ahead and press the first cup volume, it kind of got pretty close to being on point I'd want it to be. So I'm gonna do that one more time. I might stop it. Nice. Maybe I went too fine. It's coming a little slow. Yep, that does not look great. See, guys, this is why you come to the show. This is why you come to the lives. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, that was too fine. I'll just stop right there. Yeah, way too fine. Bummer, bummer, bummer. But as you can hear, three-way solenoid kind of went in play. That is a bummer, bummer, bummer. Man, I didn't think I was going to go so fine. But that's okay. That is okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a quick opportunity to get the portafilter hotter. I'm going to run some water through it really quick. What a bummer. What a waste. I really hate when I do that. But that's part of the show, right, guys? Here is the puck, and it's barely saturated. This was not good, guys. That's not good. Okay, let's get some water in there. And a little bit of water, and then I am realizing something. I think I might have just ran out of water too. That's okay. Let's stop this. I think I have one more shot in there. Then we'll be pretty good. All right, let's clear this. Okay. All right, so we definitely want to go coarser with, well, yeah, not so fine. Oh my goodness, that was too much. So let's go ahead and bring this back over here. So this is, I always kind of do these lives because I always want y'all to know dialing in is super, super important. There's just no other way to say it. You got to make sure that you dial in your stuff. And sometimes when you have a new machine and you have new beans, which I actually have both, sometimes there's that trial and error. So this is why people buy a certain beans that tend to be like, these are my go-to beans. My go-to beans are, I love the blend from Donut Store blend from, what is the brand? I always have them. I can't believe I just forgot. But I'm going to show you guys right here. So right now it's on a 10. I'm going to go ahead and get that right almost to 15. Okay. Because I actually think with these particular beans, they run a little finer. And I forgot about that. Good as gold. Good as gold, guys. My brain is everywhere today. Good as gold, it tends to be my go-to. And I'm kind of I've been liking what I'm getting from Airship. And who knows, maybe they'll be my new go-to. But Good as Gold has been a really good one that I've really enjoyed. And the thing that it's nice about when you have something dialed in and you've done it a bunch of times, when you get a new bag, even if you have to dial in that bag a little bit, because even oil quality, how long ago something was roasted, there's just a lot of different factors that could come in play. So even with the same brand, the same roaster, the same supplier, you're going to have some variations sometimes from bag to bag. But the cool thing is you find a good old faithful and then you stick with it, You stick with it and you go with it. So we'll give this another shot here because that was probably more my error than anything. Enough water. Oh man, I have been pulling so many shots. I'm actually need to refill my water. All right, guys, let's try this one more time here. Okay. There we go. And let's grab that portafilter. Give it a nice cleaning. And let's show you guys that dosing ring up and personal. So yeah, awesome dosing ring. That's for my cap. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just do WT by hand. There we go. Some distribution. Little puck screen. All right. Some of my new machines, I'll go ahead and try to, put that new portafilter in. It's been pretty tight. This one was pretty easy. So even with using a third-party portafilter, haven't had any issues. So that is nice. Okay. All right, guys, let's give this a second try. Let me angle this a little bit better so you guys see that shot mirror. Okay. Hopefully I don't run into water. There we go. There we go. That's better. It's going slow, but I think that's more me. I'm running this way too low on water. I just thought I had one more shot in there. Yeah, that was more me, guys. Yeah, I just basically ran out of water. That's what that is. User error. Let's go ahead and taste this. I'm sure it's actually going to be pretty good. That was basically about 25, and it was still running slower, but I think it's because the pump was running out of water. I think that's more likely what it was. That shows me to go live without preparing. Anytime, guys, if you have you do social media and YouTube channel, sometimes my brain, in my day job, I'm a department head of a company, so I have a lot of stuff going on in my brain. All right, but this was a good break for me, and I really appreciate you hanging out. So this is going to be high, I know it. Let's give it a little test. 13.92, but like I mentioned, when I do these, I tend not to have coffee. It's my first coffee of the day. So, y'all, I need this. Cheers. Yeah. Ooh, man. That's a strong one, but good. Little ristretto. Like literally. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this is a really cool machine. Like I said, we'll go ahead and watch that full video. I just thought I'd do a quick live with it. I'm going to probably end up doing more lives, but I'm going to put it in my kitchen. I have my ratio over there. You can kind of see it in the reflection right here. I actually have my Gevi all-in-one. I was thinking about putting together a video where I compare different types of machines, because there's some folks who are just still kind of getting into espresso, and they might be having some questions, might watch one of my videos. Maybe they're new. Maybe, even if you're like a seasoned vet, you just kind of want to know what's out there currently. I was thinking about grabbing, I have 3 Gevis. I have an all-in-one Gevi. I have a 51 millimeter Gevi, and the all-in-one's a 58. This Gevi right here is a 58, but this is not with the grinder, and just kind of showing the difference of all the different type of machines, and probably just using Gevi, the 3 Gevis, and then maybe one of my Gemelis, either my Owl or my Powerhouse 3007L, which is kind of like the Turret Legato, and just kind of showing a comparison of all of them. I was thinking about lining them all up on my kitchen counter and pulling shots in all of them, and just doing one big giant video about that. Just because sometimes, people have lots of questions, and I think it would be kind of cool to pull shots on each using the exact same, like coffee, basically, and then maybe even similar, as much as possible, similar grind size, similar grinder, just to kind of show that. Every now and then, guys, I get one of the number one questions I get is someone reaching out to me being like, "Hey, I got a machine reviewed that you reviewed, and I'm not getting a lot of Crema." And I think sometimes, or they're just not getting the results that they want to get. And it all comes down to what I was just talking about, dialing in, making sure that you have a really good grinder. And I'm going to be the first person to tell you guys this. If you can't afford a really crazy grinder, we live in an age where you can get really good grinders at a certain price point. Now, I am really price conscious. In my in my day job, I'm always taught, and I tell my team, don't shop with the other person's pocketbook. But the truth is, guys, I don't know, like, it's all relevant with coffee. Sometimes there's grinders that are $800. You think of something like a Jolly, a Mazer Jolly that you would get in, say, like a cafe. If you bought one used, it could be $1,000. If you buy one brand new, $1,500 to $2,000. $1,500, $2,000. Yes, I know that grinders are thousands of dollars, but the truth is, guys, not all of us are going to buy that. Your everyday average person is going to only want to go over a certain price point. And the idea of somebody spending more money on their grinder than they do on their machine, even though, believe it or not, it's actually worth it to do that, is really hard for normal people and me, to even say that. So, like, this grinder right here is just a game changer for me. The Chardor 64 millimeter flatbed grinder is basically a lot like the DF64. There's a lot of folks, Tom's Coffee Corner, Han had it on there. The other day, I even asked a question on one of Lance's lives if he was going to cover it. I don't think he has just yet. But y'all, this is a game changer. This is a really good grinder where you can get some great results for basically about $150. Where, Turret Legato, Turret DF64, they're awesome. I'm going to totally recommend that, even over this, because it's just a dependable, beautiful, wonderful machine for a grinder. You're looking at $300-400, depending on when you get it and how you get it. If you have, there's different places you could go price point with grinders. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that, you can go with a budget grinder, but just keep in mind, if you're going with a budget grinder, I'm going to show you a good example of a budget grinder right here. This is my Chardor. I did a video on this, one of my most popular videos on my channel. It's getting dusty down here, guys, because I haven't used it in a while. This one. I actually have a brand new, this is the BD CG018. I picked this up for like $60, okay? This is definitely espresso capable. But I'm going to tell you guys, this is something you got to fiddle at. You got to use the bellows. You got to look at retention. You got to think about what it's like cleaning it. This is very dirty, needless to say. I actually have a brand new one of these that I was really hoping to do a giveaway on pretty soon. Just trying to figure out the logistics on that. I have a couple things I want to do giveaways on. And this is definitely one of them. It's not going to be this unit. It's the brand new unit I have sitting right next to me. But there are ways to, get something that is espresso capable That's not going to break the bank. But I'm going to tell you guys, you have to be willing to mod. You have to be willing to do extra steps. And you've got to be willing to fidget around with things. So if you want to spend less money and you don't want to, you just be prepared. You're going to have to work for it. I'll just say that. Or you can go the completely opposite route and do something like this, a hand grinder that is completely espresso capable. I'm not going to recommend that for everybody, but that's what I did for 6 months, and I loved it. This is the Mavo. This is the Fantex. This is a really good one. My daily driver was the the Timor CS. I just seen if I have it right here. It's just buried a little bit, guys. So there's definitely options. This is my Timor S3. I don't recommend this so much for espresso. Pour overs, yes. But the other ones, even my son has a C2, and we've been able to make great espresso shots on that. Just got to work for it. You got to put in that effort. The manpower of grinding it. There's other really cool options. So anyway, guys, I was thinking about doing that. I was thinking about getting this Gevi with the 3 others, my all-in-one Gevi, and just talking about the points of each one and what I recommend and what y'all should go with. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I hope you're like me. Don't just take my word for it. Seriously, guys, I am just somebody's dad. I am a goofball home enthusiast. I always recommend, anytime I make purchases on stuff that I use my own money, it's not something that was sent to me for review, I watch every review. I watch Tom's Coffee Corner. I watch I think it's called Home Brew. Oh man, what's that channel name? I always forget that channel name. I'll watch James Hoffman and Lance and Han and everybody under the sun, because I love to do my research, and I recommend y'all do that, because there's so much good information out there. There's so many folks that are just sharing good information. I have learned so much from making friends with other YouTubers and following people on Instagram and asking questions. That's why I always encourage that, guys. If you ever have a question, you want to ask something, please be my guest, because honestly, you're going to teach me and me finding out the answer for you. And I love it, because sometimes you guys ask me things I didn't think about, and then that gets me thinking. So anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great day. I think I'm out of water. I got to fill this puppy up. I'm really thankful for Gevi for sending this out to me. If you guys haven't already watched the full review on it, it is really cool. As soon as I get more information about price point and everything, I will let you all know. I will do a follow-up video as well. I'm going to put this in the kitchen and let my son use this as his daily driver for a bit. So it's cool. This is a really cool unit. The design is just crazy modern. I like it. Have a great day, guys. Definitely appreciate you hanging.